Howdy y'all, Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee, and thank you for taking a break from watching C-SPAN to engage with me in the fake world. As you can tell, I have made quite a bit of progress here on my farm. I don't have lily pads everywhere yet, but I have gone ahead and at least fixed up all the waterworks. Now that the waterworks are done, I gotta really figure out, like, what I want to pour down the faces of these little cliffs here. Man, I should have had a boat ready for this. Oh, wait, that's right. I did. Now, I had it ready like months ago, and I can't use it while... Oh. So with the elytra, it looks like when you're soaring, you'll continue to soar through the water, although you'll lose all forward momentum. But your wings will still be spread, and you can't use the boat. Anyway, so where was I? I put a boat here a while ago. And you can see we got these kind of natural hills that give rise to the farmland. But what I was thinking is that I really want to have some sort of more, I don't know, wall-like structure. One might even use the word wall itself, because we get these silly-looking parts here where the sheer dirt just looks wrong. Then we've got other areas like that. That's just a pit. I got to figure out what I want to do with that. Then we got shelves that need to be addressed. Ooh, this is not navigable by boat anymore, is it? Oh, it is. Oh, okay, good. I did that right. Probably should think about that again anyway, but this whole little bit here really needs some work on it. And I hadn't planned on focusing on the walls until everything else kind of come together. But now that it has, I figure it's time. Ooh, I do like the sandstone. Using sandstone bricks for the walls might be good, because it does blend naturally with the beach. And I considered a few other materials, like green clay, or the green concrete, like the dark green, the deep green, that reminds you of the wall at Fenway Park or something like that. Because even though there is no Fenway Park in Iowa, this is at least somewhat thematically related. However, the more I look at this here, the more I'm reminded that most folks will not be looking at it from these angles. If they're coming at it from spawn or from over the hill here, they're going to have these cliffs in view. And so maybe the stone should look as though it was hewn from the same cliffs. Now, I do not need to immediately quarry it such, because I got way too many stacks of stone and all that stuff from my excavation of my, what do you call them? My army, the terracotta army. So from their resting place, I figure we have drawn enough stone that we could probably do a good effort on this wall. Now, I'm thinking that in order to have the wall look impressive, we want the wall to look impressive but simple. Like, we don't want to mix stone and quartz and gold and diamond, because that's just going to look like I'm showing off, and that's not my intent. My intent is to prevent erosion, the farmer's greatest enemy. And so what I figure I'm going to do is find some stone and place it in a 4x4 grid that I might yet compose a stack of bricks and put some stairs atop of it. Okay, sorry, I've been reading way too much Patrick Rothfuss books, and I cannot stop inadvertently rhyming. This is why I do this show, guys, so that this stuff I can just kind of put out into the world for you to enjoy and not have my wife kill me, At my last job, when I first started doing this YouTube stuff, I found that I was far more attentive in meetings and things like that on days I recorded, because I could just sit there and if there was a song in my heart, it was already gone. I'd already shared it. I didn't need to, think about the best way to phrase something or what have you. I could just kind of do my work, which I find nice. And my wife appreciates too, because, it is good for me to have a way to support us and also not irritate her all the time at the same time. So, anyway, what are we doing? We are routing around the psychological damage of me. And how are we going to do it? Brick by brick. So, this is pretty obvious in cases and places where these faces are sheer. Now here, I'm thinking I might need to actually go ahead and kind of wipe out some of this. Now this gets weird too, because I'm not sure how my wall should interact with this pit. So let's see. So here's another thing. So the wall is going to be pretty plain because it's intended to be a farmer's wall on a pretty great plain. But I think that there needs to be a little bit of artistry to it. Like, oh, hello, a critic. I see you speak in the manner of Tool the Tin Man Tailor. Wow. I can... For some reason I thought that the whole cliff was a really close zombie, but it's just a really big cliff far away. Wow. Okay. Sometimes I get a little bit too immersed in the game. Where was I? Oh yes, disengaged from reality in all things. So, in order to give the cliff a little bit, or wall, a little bit of more distinction and to make it, like, I think it'll look pretty good writ large because there's going to be, where do you have it? There's going to be kind of natural variations along the face here, but it needs some sort of, so we've got kind of horizontal sounds. I'm going to save that for later. Do we have any signs with us? Okay. To do. Remember word horizontal. There we go. Now it's saved in the video forever. Okay. You can feel free to post that in the comments as well. Oh, write the best sentence you can with the word horizontal in the comments. And then I'll never forget it because I'll be laughing at you. And with you, I assure you. Where was I? Oh yes, looking for a crafting bench. And having a bit of a snack. Nothing like a bit of a midnight snack. So, if we take some of these bricks, ooh, we're going to have some inventory issues. Let's get rid of some of this stuff here. So if we take some of these bricks, though, and we fashion them into stairs, then there's an interesting and obvious way that we can easily kind of... Oh! I can mix in moss stone bricks, too. How do I make moss stone bricks? There's a way to do it. But there's also probably somebody selling them at the shop. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Empty our inventory, fly to the shops, hand people a bunch of diamonds, and then come back. So then we not only will have a horizontal variation of the wall due to the natural curvature of the face of the cliff there with the existing dirt, we'll also have kind of a visual variation as well as the horizontal variation afforded us by whatever it is I just did with the stairs, which is probably just going to, like, have a little lip at the top because, you know, things should look good. They should be good, too. I think being good is more important, but, like, we should do a lot of things well. Away we fly. So I realize now it may have been folly to head directly to the shops, because there doesn't seem to be a place that sells the moss model brick. But Isuma supposedly has a farm somewhere over here, where one can obtain vines by sheer will. Or shears will. I don't know. Will you shear the Muffin Man? No. That's very rude. Is it inside of this thing? I think it was like inside of this thing. Oh, here it is. How does it work? Are there instructions? No, no instructions. Let's just go down there and try and figure it out. It seems like... Okay, so it's got some sort of flowing water and hoppers. So I would guess that I can just apply my shear. Oh, you gotta apply the shears at the lowest level possible. Because you don't get multiple vines for mining upward, do you? Okay, yeah, that's how that works. So, I'm getting a few here, but this probably all feeds into some sort of central vinery. I wonder what year these vines are. I hope they're a good vintage. Any sign of a chest? Oh, there's some sort of slot or something there. Oh, interesting. No, they don't. They do not travel by chest or something like that. The water just carries them directly to me. Oh, that's interesting indeed. So they're just going to be swept under the rug here, where they pop into my inventory. Okay, cool. Well, I think that this might be a good time for a vine skip. Well, though I returned from the shops empty-handed in terms of purchased goods, I do know now how to crack the brick by shoving it into ovens, so that should give me some assistance. I'm going to actually go ahead and plop some of those in there now to get them cooking while we work on other pieces of this. I figure 2 stacks of cracked bricks probably should be sufficient for the time being. I wanted to grab some too to use with the, to mingle with the vines. There we go, mossy stone bricks. You just drop vines right next to them. So here we are, mossy stone bricks. Nice and simple, nothing easier. As you can see, I have stone, cracked stone, and mossy stone bricks. And I have implemented a rough stair-step pattern on the top of that wall there. But as I said, that doesn't really sell what I'm trying to do particularly well. I've left that as a counterexample to what I've achieved over on this side, for which I might best need a boat. Is there like a boat call that you do, like a little whistle? Like, here boat, here boaty, where you at boat? Let's go ahead and hop in here and find out where indeed the boat is at by moving it by force of will. Are my hands rowing this? Nope. It's an auto rowboat. An auto boat. Whoa. So, as you can see there, the sheer face of this wall complements the sheer face of this wall. Although this wall is not sheer entirely, it does have a mingling of just a little bit of different colors, whereas this one's more uniform. I've planted some grass in front of it, which I think helps, and then I've also gone ahead and mingled in the mossy and the cracked brick, although I don't think that they're kind of mossy stairs or anything like that, so we were not able to do that sort of thing. On the whole, I think that this kind of general pattern should carry around here quite neatly. My idea is to have the wall kind of hug the edge of the farm, but then punch one lower if needed. Ooh, we are out of stairs, in fact. But like, so for example, if the lip was right here, then I would go one down and have a brick there. I wouldn't necessarily put a brick where this one is because it's concealed entirely, but over here I might put in something like this. Just kind of mixing it up a bit. Let's have a cracked one there. And kind of continuing around. So, that sort of thing should generally make this wall also more kind of anti-mobby. Because even though some pieces of it might get up to the edge here, on the whole, it's going to be harder for the mobs to just hop around and establish line of sight by accident. I'm not sure if I love keeping this block here. That might be too much. Oh, and here's another example of blocks that may yet or will yet be replaced. But, oh, I ran out of stairs. That's why I did that. So let's go ahead and get more stairs and then do a little bit more work on this. Now, when it comes to having too much stone, I think the best quarry that I've got going on is going to be my little terracotta warrior area over here. So we'll just swing by here real quick. Yeah, I'm definitely not enjoying those furnaces. I think that I'm going to have to do the faces for this to work out well. But here we go. Let's hop down here real quick and grab ourselves a little bit more stone. Yeah, I think this should be enough. Okay, so that should hopefully top us off sufficiently that we're ready to go indulge our walling, dang it, tendencies. You know what, I probably don't need a second crafting bench right there. Let's grab that just in case. Oh, I see now why I had that, though. Is there mobs over here? I hear like a zombie somewhere. Well, that's broadly undesirable, and not my immediate concern. So, over the crest we go, and where our wall continues, we certainly know. Oh, yeah, let's see how that looks from the air coming around this way. I'll be flying round the mountain when I fly. I'll be checking out this wall. It's pretty high. Yeah, I think this looks a lot better. It would not look as good if we didn't have this cliff here. I'll definitely say that. But it really kind of just pulls the farm and the cliff face together in a way I think works pretty well. So, I'm going to get back to it. Time skip. Well, I'm definitely inclined to believe that this is going pretty interestingly. And the way that this is going to kind of hug the coast here, I think will look particularly good. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do with this pit quite yet. In the same way I don't know what I want to do with that pit over there. But you know what? Sometimes we just got to make progress. And I'm kind of inclined to even not have a wall here. Just, well, I'll have a wall underneath these components, but not having a wall underneath here, just have it naturally flow into it. Okay, sounds like Cub Fan just got thrown into a trash compactor while fighting a dragon. Every time that noise happens, it terrifies me. But let's see, where were we? It seems like I could go ahead and rim this here, and then come back around and continue the wall, like so. And that would probably look pretty good. Well, with some touches. Like that firework, you know, don't get any classier than that. Now, one thing you gotta consider, though, too, is that this works well enough for kind of facing this stone area here. But I'm kind of wondering how I should support this side. Should I? Well, maybe I should still use the stone. I was thinking maybe sandstone would look better here. Probably not, and especially because this is going to need some supports in it. That's going to have its own element. There's going to be possibly arches and whatever over there. I might save that for another video, but I think we made good progress today, and I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to leave a comment, to like or dislike. Feel free to follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/JoeHills, or to check out my Patreon at patreon.com/JoeHills. I don't always promote these things every video, but you know what? It's been a pretty good one. Hey, one thing you might have noticed is that there was no mid-roll ad today. That's actually thanks to one of our Patreon donors, EagleFam. And in order to say thank you to EagleFam for her donation at the $50 level, which not only gets rid of one ad, but also adds a poem, I'm going to climb up here and recite a poem that I wrote real quick once I get up here, and then pull up a poem in the other window. The Tennessee State Lottery is a bargain for anyone who needs a daily reminder that God does not favor them. A $2 lesson, a ward against exceptionalism, repeated routinely. God will never let you play to win. Work for it. Well, and that was my lottery poem. And let's see what poem we'll have tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, but next video, because we've got another Patreon sponsor who's supported that one. So, one more poem, one more ad roll free video this month. Thank you guys so much for coming out and watching. Thank you guys for supporting me and having fun with me. Y'all are always the best. Even if all you give is your time. And even then, only a little. Anyway, until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.